portfolio, we have military applications, we have civilian applications, we have everything. It goes from down down underneath the surface, from submarines up to fighter jets. We have civilian applications like air traffic control or even field hospitals, and we also have naturally sensors and weapons. Saab in figures today, when I started 5 years ago, Saab was 12,000 people. In the recent years, we've increased the number of personnel up to 70,000. And the main reason for that is that, as you see here, for the time being, Saab has an order backlog which equals 3 years of sales. The biggest reason, naturally, is the Gripen program, both in Sweden and Brazil. But there's also, on all domains, a huge increase in the order backlog. And then, when you need more personnel, as there's a lack of experienced people, so instead of doing like they did in Sweden in the 60s, to ask people to come to Sweden and offer them jobs, we've done now the other way, in accordance with Saab's strategy to be globally domestic. That's, for instance, why Saab has now also increased its footprint also in Finland. And I'll tell you some more of that. But we're also present in 100 countries, but similar offices like we have and activities as we have in Finland, we have in more than 30 countries. In Finland, Saab has been here since 1946. The total number of employees of Saab, that's Saab Finland and Combitech, total is a bit over 100. And we have offices both and activities both in Helsinki, Tampere, Espoo, Jyväskylä, and in Säkylä. Some years ago, we also started up a research cooperation with Aalto University. It's a 10 years cooperation. We now have 2 years experience of it, and it's for the time being we're part. We have 3 PhD students ongoing, but 9 projects. It's a cooperation which is worth approximately 2 million per year, and Aalto is also extremely happy with that. As I said, this is the first time when they have a long-term cooperation with a commercial company. Previously, there were 1 or 2 years, and when they were finished, normally they were not continued. Then we have the research center in Tampere, for the time being, employing a bit more than 20 engineers, and all the work they are doing there is part of the Swedish and the Saab's research and development. So everything they do is then considered also to be as a military export to Sweden. Luckily, we're allowed to export those to Sweden. And we also have a large installed base. There is not a single naval ship that doesn't have at least one Saab piece on board. We have missiles in anti-tank, anti-aircraft, and also anti-surface missiles. Because all the Finnish conscripts are nowadays Saab mannequins, as they have. The Finnish defense forces are they are, because they're heavy users of our simulators. And if you see what's the recent years we've had major contracts signed. First on the naval side with the Hamina midlife upgrade with 5 different subsystems, one of them being the torpedoes. Then also this year we signed a contract already on the small arms indoor trainer, which are being distributed to the defense forces this year. And then with regard to the strategic projects in Squadron 2020, Saab has now been selected to be the distributor of the combat system or being the combat system contractor. We're still waiting for the final contract as we're waiting for the ship contract negotiations to go on. But then naturally, it's not only the Squadron 2020, but we're also part of the HX, and we also see that this is a benefit of being present in both strategic processes.